Now this is where right there to the far left you can see that's the cold water main coming from the street. This is how they do it here. Cold water main, which is PVC coming from the street and up. And what I'm going to do is going to reroute it back to this side because right where that pipe is right directly behind that bed, and that bed has got a headboard, and I didn't want to remove all that stuff. So I'm just going to relocate it and work my way around that. And again, we're breaking a hole through the brick wall so that we can run our 3/4 inch main line into the house. Now there are some homes that do require 1 inch, um, and usually that's in an area where the water pressure might be low in that uh, particular part of the city, and also depending on the size of the home and how many plumbing fixtures, how many bathrooms it's going to pick up. But this one here is only picking up 2 bathrooms, the kitchen, laundry, and 2 outside spigots. And the pressure here is good. This is good water pressure, so a 3/4 is sufficient for this home right here. And right here you may see a little pause. That's because I ran around to the other side to see how I was looking on the other side as I was coming through the wall. And I'll be right back around here shortly. Okay, now from the other side again. I'm just seeing how it fits and how it looks on the other side. And everything's good. So this is what we're going to go with. The hole's big enough. So from here is where we're going to take it. Now this won't be hooked up today. I'm just making preparations for the when I'm done running the other pipes in the house and ready to tie in. And then this, I'll come up here and I'll cut the main water service and angle it over to this galvanized pipe here. And I'm just prepping it up again so it'll be ready for the day that I come out here. And this is a 3/4 by 3/4 by half T, and I'm catching the main coming into the house as well as the outside faucet all in one right here. Now we're back inside. This is where the master room is, where I am running the main into the house. And again, just on the other side of that wall, that pipe is there, and you can see it's still loose. I left it loose so that I can have the ability to move it and maneuver it where I want it, rather than having it stiff and stuck and fighting with it. Now I can just go ahead and do what I need to do, and then we'll come back later and we'll make this nice, tight, and stable. Now with that flexibility, it made it a little easier for me to to install this pipe. You can see I had a little bit of a time just with that, so we can only imagine if it was secure and in place and didn't have any flexibility. Okay, now we're going to back up a little bit so that I can show you the view up by the ceiling. And here we are back outside. Just coming to check on the pipe that I have stubbing out through here. And of course, I'm going to seal this hole so that nothing can crawl through it overnight, like bugs or anything like that. And also make it nice, tight, and secure, because once that expandable foam expands and gets hard, it's not going anywhere. And now that I have my can of great stuff, expandable foam, I'm going to go ahead and do this other hole over here by the kitchen, the other outside faucet. And trust me, with this expandable foam, this is not going anywhere. It's in there tight. But in the future, if it ever needs to be removed, it's not going to be an issue. And here we are on the back side of the refrigerator from the outside faucet inside. And we're going to seal from in here also. And I'm just kind of isolating this PEX pipe here, so fill that hole a little bit. One thing about this great stuff, this expandable foam, you do not want to get it on your hand. If you do, you're going to wear it for a week. I'll tell you that right now. It doesn't come off that easy. And this is the other one, the main valve coming in, main water line coming into the house. And again, I'm just sealing it from the inside. And what I'm doing here is I'm making up some pieces that I can use to brace my valves up under the sink and at the laundry. And here we are back here again. You can see I finally came up with a way that I'm going to run this these water lines to the hot water heater. And like I said, let's hope they replace that water heater. But at least the pipes will be here. Then they can do what they want if they don't have me change it out or not. My main goal right now is just changing out the water lines, the old galvanized to PEX. Again, I don't know what they got going on there. And here we are back at making up the braces for the valves and the laundry valve and the valves up under the sink. This will give you an idea of how I came up with an idea to make this up and fit this up under the sinks without and what I've done, I had some pieces of leftover metal studs from another job, and I'm just took my tin snips and cut pieces out, and just making up some little braces that I can use to squeeze between the 2x4s in the wall and make a brace to brace the valves too. And I am while working with something like this, you notice that I'm wearing some heavy leather gloves because working with metal studs or any kind of tin is very sharp and very dangerous. So you want to make sure you cover your fingers up pretty good and work slow and careful with the tin. To see the way I've got it is that's going to squeeze right inside the joist, and that 1x of plywood will squeeze right in there, and then I can just screw this right here, the drop ear 90, to the board, and the valve will be screwed on the other end, protruding through the wall. So that's how that's going to work. And what I'm doing here is showing you, we just left, I moved from the meter, the water meter, which is right out by the curb, and it's pretty much in line with the water service at the house. And of course it's going through these roots and trees, and eventually in some years this root is the tree roots here is going to give that water service a problem. It happens all the time, but no one ever prepares for it. This is the meter box. This is what it looks like. And I always carry a little garden tool around so that I can scrape small dirt like this out my way carefully and safely without damaging anything that's down there. You don't want to just ram a shovel down in here and take a chance and busting the pipe. So we're just taking our time and rake the dirt around. And most of these meters, they do get filled with dirt right away because of their, not right away, but they usually get filled with dirt because as time goes by, the water from the rain and all that, it just builds up. And so what I'm doing now is just cleaning away so that I can get access to the cutoff, the main cutoff, which will cut it off completely to the house. There's two main cutoffs. This is one, and then one, of course, at the house. And of course, we know this is the one when you don't pay your bill would be cut off. And actually, there is a third one that's actually out in the street. And that particular cutoff, you don't have access to that, and the only way you can get access to that is with a backhoe. You have to dig the street up. They have to saw cut the blacktop or cement, whatever, to get down to that particular valve to cut the water off. And usually that's only done when the house is being demoed and the service is no longer going to be used. So that's something you never really have to worry about. Okay, now I have the water cut off to the water main going to the house right here. So this is going to allow me the opportunity to go ahead and tie the new line into here, and then once that's done, I can go and cut the water back on, because upstairs in the attic where you see I do have the manifold, that it's cut off right there, so no water's going to go completely through the house, just to the manifold, and that's it. And then we'll slowly go up there and turn on all the valves to the bathrooms, laundry, and kitchen to make sure there's no leaks. I apologize about the camera action and the noisiness, but I am the cameraman, I'm the janitor, I'm everybody in this video. The writer, the producer. What you see is what you get. Okay, so what I'm doing here is I've got the old one disconnected and I'm letting the water from the house drain out before I start disconnecting the older pipes inside so that we don't have water everywhere. So I'm letting as much come out here in the sinks and on the other side as I possibly can to try to completely dry out the old lines that are in there before I make connections inside. And while that's going on, I'm going to go ahead and start connecting the new line. So what I'm doing here is I did leave this loose the other day. So now we're going to go ahead and start tightening things up. And you see them using 2 wrenches, one to back me up so that I don't, so it don't spin on the inside. You you really never want the 2 pipe wrenches facing the same direction. That's why I flip that around. And I know the other pipe wrench looks odd. I seen it, had to have it, and it's been very, very, very helpful. So I've gotten attached to it, and it works in a lot of different situations that other pipe wrenches wouldn't work in. And these are my PVC cutters that will cut up to 1-inch pipe. And again, this is 3/4 inch going into the home. PVC, schedule 40. And this is also the day that I'm making all my tie-ins. I'm tying everything back together, all the new stuff together, and disconnecting all the old stuff. But first we're going to connect all the new stuff, make sure the water's on and running and there's no leaks, and then we can work on removing the older galvanized pipes and getting them out the way. But the most important thing now is to get the water back to the house on. So I'm